She about a year. She's been all over New England. Fantastic. She brings a unique style. You're gonna love her. I love her. Kris, Bert, LeDuc.
And I'm just gonna say one side, unless those guys didn't go too far. Anyways, how's everybody doing tonight? Having a good time? Thank you. Actually, I come here all the way from Clinton, Massachusetts. A couple of people know. Those of you who don't know, it's a small town about 20 minutes outside of Worcester. You know, on the other side from here. Yes, I drove all the way to Clinton, from Clinton to entertain you people. But, and of course, how did I get here? I have a GPS. The love of my life, my husband. I've only been married for 5 years, so he's still the love of my life. He bought me a GPS last Christmas. Love this thing. The only thing is it gets pissed at me. You know, if anybody's not familiar and been living in a vacuum for a while, the way it works is you put an address into it and it tells you how to get to places. And if you don't go the way it says, it tells you it's recalculating. By the third time, it's recalculating. So I decided I was going to download some voices. So since my heritage is Italian, I was going to download the Italian voice. Okay, it sort of sounded like Nick. It sounds something like this. It was okay. I want yous to take a right onto Walnut Street. I don't. Recalculating. Okay, this time I want yous to take a right onto Birch Street. I don't. Forget about it. Find your own freaking way there. So then I decided I'm going to download the Irish voice. And something happened with the download, because no matter what address I put in, I end up at a bar. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but... So then, because I do have a lot of gigs in Rhode Island, I decided I was going to download the Rhode Island voice. It was like $70. All the other ones are $10, $12, and I'm cheap, so I didn't want to download it. I read the description to figure out why. It had to download a full set of maps to tell you where things used to be. So you take a right where the Caldor used to be, to the left where the mom and pop store that burnt down 20 years ago used to be. But actually, this Christmas, you know, I got a great gift this Christmas. A gift that made me realize my husband is not cheating on me. He bought me a golf club. And give you a second, Tiger. A nice, you know, hybrid golf club. Yeah. But yeah, by the way, it is in fact my birthday today. Thank you. I am 39 today for the first time. Yeah, but you know what? I'm starting to feel old. Yeah, I looked in the mirror and I started seeing grays. So I said, all right, time to color. My husband, he's like, no, honey, don't color your hair. I like it. It's you. I think it's so guys don't hit on me. I'm like, honey, the fat ass takes care of that. But no, what really makes me feel old is the fact that I have a teenage son. You know, and they're really difficult once they hit teenage years to punish them. So I take away the only thing that means anything to him, his cell phone. Yeah. So he says to me, he goes, Mom, what happens if someone sends me a text? I said, you pick up the house phone and you call them and see what they want. He's like, Mom, they're going to think I'm a geek. Honey, you're on the robotics team. They already think you're a geek. Isn't that like one step below being in the band? He graduated from high school last year, okay? So I go to the graduation, and their school song, you know, that they're celebrating with is Don't Stop uniforms for colleges. And they actually have their own dorm, so they put them all in their own dorm. So which really scares me, because not only do I have to worry about him learning how to binge drink, I have to worry about him staying up late becoming a dungeon master. However, I have limited the amount of comic books he's allowed to take home. I went to go visit him, yeah, using my GPS. Went to go visit him, and I walked in to meet, and I was going to meet his roommate, and it got me a little concerned because he had on a Vulcan Institute of Science shirt on. And his name, all right, I think I'm going to mess this up. His name was Javier Juan Santiago Rodriguez something 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 Galindo. I just called him Fez. See, I worry about him because I know what I did when I was his age. So in order, to straighten myself out, I went into the Navy. Okay, but you gotta remember, I'm gonna tell you something, I went to a Catholic all-girls high school, into the Navy. So I went from nuns to drill instructors. What a relief. In boot camp, the first time that drill instructor screaming and yelling at me, I started laughing. He's like, "What is your major malfunction?" I'm like, "Dude, I just had nuns. You got nothing." They do tell you, though, that when you go into the service, you give up your first name. And, so I wanted to get a tattoo. So when everyone started calling me Bert, because that is my maiden name, so they're like, "Hey, Bert, where's Ernie?" I wanted to go right here. Yeah, I didn't get into too much trouble in boot camp. But I am very proud of the time that I did serve in the military. I did 2 tours